9:37. It's time for some serious puzzle solving. Hello! Welcome to my very informative Rubik's Cube instruction guide for all you people who want to learn how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Now, the first step to solving the Rubik's Cube is knowing the notations. On the cube, no matter how you hold it, there's always going to be one side facing you. That side will be the front face. Now, notations are given with capital letters. And if you have a capital F for front face, you're going to turn the front face clockwise, like this. If you have a front inverted, Fi or F prime, you're going to do this. Turn the front face counterclockwise. If you have an R, you're going to turn the right face clockwise. And if you have a right inverted or right prime, you're going to turn it counterclockwise as though you were facing that side. This works for all sides. If you have an L, you're going to turn it like this. If you have an L inverted, like that, down, down inverted, up, up inverted. All the sides turn clockwise, and if an I or a prime is given, it is counterclockwise as though you were facing that side. Now, a few notes before we start beginning to solve the Rubik's Cube. Every center defines this side's color. So, on this case, we have a blue center, so this whole side is going to be blue. If this is a center is orange, the whole side is going to be orange. No matter how you twist the Rubik's Cube, in any way, the centers do not move. They always stay the same, so you know what side is what color. Now, on the Rubik's Cube, we have different pieces. We have center pieces, we have middle pieces, and we have corner pieces. Now that you know the notations, we can start solving the Rubik's Cube. Let's mix it up. Now we're ready to start solving the Rubik's Cube. Step 1. Top cross. The first step to solving the Rubik's Cube is acquiring a cross shape. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the blue side, because this is the blue center. This is going to be the blue side. And our objective here is we have to acquire all the 4 middle pieces to make the cross. So first you look around on the cube, and usually I look at the bottom layer first. This is going to be your top layer, so just remember that, and you can look around the cube, but always keep the blue on top. Now we're looking for middle pieces that have blue. So here's one, and here the other color is green. So this middle piece is already on the green side, because if it wasn't, we would turn it around. And it's opposite the top where we need it. So we're going to take this piece, and we're going to take the front side and turn it twice. So the piece was on the bottom, let's move to the side, let's move to the top. Now this is where your first algorithm comes into play. We want the blue to be on the top, because that should be on the blue side, and the green should be on the green side. So we need to flip this middle piece. The first algorithm goes like this. Front inverted, up, left inverted, up inverted. And if you did it correctly, this middle piece will be flipped, the blue will be on the blue side, and the green will be on the green side. Now we're going to look around the cube for another middle piece. Usually I'm starting on the bottom. Here's blue, and the other color is orange. So still keeping the blue on the top, we're going to take this piece and follow it around by twisting the down face, the bottom layer. Twist it around until we get this other color on that color's side. So the blue is now opposite the top where we need it, and orange is already paired up, and we can turn the front face twice. Now you have your middle piece on the top layer, blue on the blue side, orange on the orange side. Now look around again. There are no more blue middle pieces on the bottom, so where else is in there another blue piece? Here's one. Blue and red. Now if we turn this so it's on the bottom, it just leaves us with an extra step, which is to turn it back twice. So if it's already in this position, we can turn it up. Now again, we have the same algorithm, the same problem that we had before, that we need to flip this middle piece. So if the piece, because the piece was like this before, we can skip a step. Instead of going up and then going back down, because the first part of the algorithm is front inverted, we can go right to up, left inverted, up inverted, and the piece will be on the correct side. Blue on the blue side, red on the red side, and you're still keeping all your other pieces correct. Now there's one last middle piece, blue and yellow, and since it's between the place that we've already solved the green and the red side here, so we're going to take this piece and you're going to put it on the bottom. So watch this. You're going to take the piece, and in this case we're going to go front inverted. So now the piece is on the bottom, but you've messed up the green and the blue. So we're going to turn the bottom layer away, and now we're going to turn this front. We're going to go front and replace the green. So now all your pieces are still here, but now your yellow and blue piece is right here on the bottom. And you're going to turn it and follow it around the cube, always keeping the blue on top, until it gets to the yellow side, and turn the front face twice. And if you did this correctly, you will have the complete top cross, and all the sides here will be lined up as well. The second step to solving the Rubik's Cube is solving the corners. Once you have the top cross and the sides also lined up as well, we're going to solve the corners. So again, starting looking on the bottom layer, because if we twist this bottom layer, you're not messing up the top two layers. If you turn this, we're going to be messing up these center colors. So we're going to keep that way. So your objective here, because we're solving for the blue, you're looking for corners on the bottom that have blue, and the other two colors on this corner piece are green and red. Now, fortunately for us, this piece is already in the correct space that we need it, because the blue, it's opposite the top where we need it, and there's the green and the red, it's between the red side and the green side, right where we need it. Now, for this algorithm, we're going to be holding the corner piece on the bottom right. And then you're going to go right inverted, down inverted, right, down. And you're going to repeat this algorithm multiple times until your corner piece is flipped the correct way. Don't forget that down on the last piece. So right inverted, down inverted, right, down. Now the green is on the green side, the red is on the red side, and the blue is on the blue side. Now repeat this step for all of the other corners. So we have a blue, yellow, and orange corner. So we're going to take the bottom layer, twist it because you're not messing up anything on the top, and you're going to twist it around until it's between the yellow and the orange sides, right between. And you're going to hold on the bottom right, and you're going to go right inverted, down inverted, right, down. And you're going to keep repeating this, right inverted, down inverted, right, down. Right inverted, down inverted, right, down. And after a while, the corner will be twisted the correct way. You'll have orange on the orange side, yellow on the yellow side, blue on the blue side. Here's another piece, blue, green, and orange. Twist the bottom so it's between the green and the orange, because those are the other colors on this corner piece, and go right inverted, down inverted, right, down. Right inverted, down inverted, right, down. And the last piece is right here. Now here's a shortcut. If you have your top color on this corner piece facing you when you do the algorithm, so the blue is facing us, you can turn it away, so you'd be down inverted, right inverted, down, right. Did you see that? So it's pretty much the opposite of the right inverted, down inverted, right, down. So you're going down inverted, right inverted, down, right. It's pretty much going back a step instead of going forward and having to repeat the right inverted, down inverted, right, down multiple times. If you did it correctly, you will have one side completely solved as well as the first layer. Now we're up to step 3, solving the second layer. At this point you should have solved the first side as well as the first layer. And now at this point we're going to take the whole Rubik's Cube, and instead of this being your top layer, it's now going to be the bottom layer. Alright, we just flip the whole Rubik's Cube around. At this point, your objective is to now flip the top layer and find middle pieces that don't have the top color on them. So in this case, the top color here is white. So these middle pieces, we're looking for middle pieces that don't have white on them. This is white and yellow, we can't use that. White and orange, we can't use that. But here's a red and yellow piece. So you're going to keep turning the top layer until this color here, which is facing you, is lined up with that side's color. So right here we have 3 red in a row. You look then at the top color of this middle piece, and in this case it's yellow. So you look left and right of that side and look for the color that matches. So since we have yellow, and yellow is on the right side, that's going to tell you what algorithm to use. Now in this case we're going to be using the right algorithm, because essentially we're taking this middle piece and we're dropping it down to complete the second layer. So the algorithm goes like this: up, right, up inverted, right inverted, up inverted, front inverted, up, front. And if you did the algorithm correctly, your piece will be in the place that it needs to be. Now we look again at the top layer. We have 3 green in a row. And we look at the top color here, which is orange. Orange, we look to the left, we look to the right, and the orange is to the left, so that tells us that we're going to be using the left algorithm, which goes like this: up inverted, left inverted, up, left, up, front, up inverted, front inverted. If you did the algorithm correctly, your piece should be where it needs to go. Now repeat these steps for solving the whole second layer. Now if you come across a problem like this where your top color, which is white, is on all the middle pieces and the piece that you need are down here already, you're going to use the combination of left and right algorithms. So we need this piece on top. So we're going to essentially take this piece and replace it with this one. So that would be using the right algorithm. Or you could hold it like this and use the left algorithm to replace the piece. I'm going to use the right algorithm. Up, right, up inverted, right inverted, up inverted, front inverted, up, front. Now your piece is on top and you can freely move it to where it needs to go. Orange on the orange side, yellow, which is going to the left, use the left algorithm. Up inverted, left inverted, up, left, up, front, up inverted, front inverted. And the last piece is here. 3 in a row for the green. Red is going to the right, use the right algorithm. Up, right, up inverted, right inverted, up inverted, front inverted, up, front. If you did it correctly, you'll have completed the second layer of the Rubik's Cube. Part 4. Solving the top cross. Now that you've completed the Rubik's Cube's 2 first layers, you should be on to the top cross. In this case we have white. Now the algorithm for solving this, you can hold any side facing you, but the top cross will be your top side, will be up. So it goes front, right, up, right inverted, up inverted, front inverted. Now when you perform this algorithm, you'll have a few different patterns on top. First we have the dot. You might have an L, which when you're solving for the L, it should be on the top left. Alright? If you do the algorithm again, you might have a line, And when you're solving the line, it should be horizontal on the top. Or, when you do the algorithm one more time, you should have the top cross. Step 5. Solving the tips. The tips on the cube are the third middle piece in each center row, which is right here. Now, after you've solved the top cross, you should be able to, by turning the top layer, acquire at least 2 sides that already have 3 in a row, that are usually adjacent to each other. Now, to perform the algorithm, you need to have one of these sides on your right, and one of them facing away from you. Now, the algorithm goes like this. Right, up, right inverted, up, right, up, up, right inverted, up. If you perform the algorithm correctly, you will have all of your tips completely solved. Now, when solving for the tips, you might come across a case like this, where the 2 corners that you have aren't adjacent, but they're actually across from each other. When you have that, you're going to hold one in front of you and one away, and you're going to do the algorithm, which is right, up, right inverted, up, right, up, up, right inverted. And when you do that, then you'll have the tips adjacent, and then you can hold one on the right, one away, and go right, up, right inverted, up, right, up, up, right inverted, up. And you'll have all the tips solved. Step 6. Positioning the corners. At this point, you should have the first 2 layers solved, the top cross, and the tips of your Rubik's Cube completed. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have all of these top corners, we have to get them in the right place. Not necessarily twisted the right way, because the white could be over here, you could have the yellow on top, orange on the side, but in the correct spaces, and then we'll position them later. But right after you finish the tips, you should look around the cube and you should have either one corner that is in the right place but not twisted the right way. So this is what we have, which is red, white, and green, which is right here. And or you might have a situation where you have none of them in the correct place, but it doesn't matter because the algorithm will be done anyways. If you have one that is in the correct place but not twisted the right way, we're going to have that piece on the top right when you do this algorithm. The algorithm goes like this. Up, right, up inverted, left inverted, up, right inverted, up inverted, left. Now after you do this algorithm, you might just have 3 corners that are still not in the right place, or in the right place but not twisted the right way. You should have at least 1 corner then that is correct, and if you have only 1 corner that's correct, then you repeat the algorithm again. Here's a case where all the corners are not in the right places. Here's a case that only one side is correctly solved and all the other ones aren't. Step 7. The final corner solve. Now that you've made it this far, you should have the last 2 or 3 or even 4 corners that are in the right place but not necessarily twisted the right way. Now, you should start, if we had 3 corners, you should start with the farthest one on the right and then work your way around. So, in this case, we're going to start on the right, and you're going to go right inverted, right, down. It looks like we're mixing up the cube, but it'll all come back together in the end. And now keep repeating until the corner is in the correct position. Right inverted, right, down. Right inverted, right, down. Right inverted, right, and don't forget the down on the last algorithm. Some people will acquire the top corner and forget to do that last turn, but it's very important. Now at this point we're going to twist the top layer, and we're going to knock out this piece, and we're going to bring in this piece which is not twisted the correct way. and we're going to orient that corner. So we're going to go right inverted, down inverted, right, down, right inverted, down inverted, right, down, and you're one twist away from solving the Rubik's Cube. So if you need to, now go back in the video, and I will post in the description different times for the different sections, and pause it at the algorithms, which I will also put in the description, and write them down, jot them down, and the more you do it, the more then you'll be able to do this Rubik's Cube a lot faster. Maybe go from 8 minutes down to 2, down to 1 minute, and the more you do it, the better you'll get. And, well, I wish you luck, and congratulations for solving your very first Rubik's Cube. Now that you know how to solve the Rubik's Cube, I can teach you some patterns, some fun things to do when the Rubik's Cube is solved. Now, one pattern I like, which is switching the centers. Now, essentially, we're going to be moving these middle layers. So I like to hold the cube on the top and the bottom, and then push the middle layer to the left. Then we're going to push the middle layer up, like this. You can grab both layers, and then bring down like a right inverted, which would move up the top layer here. Then you're going to do the opposite. So we're going to push the middle layer to the right, then we're going to push the middle layer down. And if you did it correctly, you should have all the centers switched. Now, to undo this, you're going to find one center, and you're going to find the other color. So in this case, we have a red center and a red other side colors. So we're going to push this middle layer so that you line up 3 in a row of the red. Now we have 2 whites. So we're going to look to the left and the right and see where that third white middle piece is. So you're going to turn the middle layer over, and then we're going to line up 3 in a row of white. Then you have 2 yellows. Look at the top, look at the bottom. We have the yellow on top, and we're going to bring this down and make 3 yellow in a row. And then one more twist, and the Rubik's Cube is solved. Another simple pattern that you could do is just twisting both the right and the left sides twice each. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we're going to turn it so we have a horizontal, and we're going to do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2. And the last time, 1, 2, 1, 2. And you have a very easy checkerboard pattern. And to undo it, you do it the same way that you made it. So we're going to solve 2 on the right, 2 on the left, and we're going to hold it vertically. 2 on the right, 2 on the left. There's the checkerboard pattern. Now, if you don't want to go through the whole process of solving the Rubik's Cube, you know, learning it, memorizing the algorithms, you can always cheat. Now, but you have to know how to properly cheat, or else you could break your Rubik's Cube. Some people think that if you twist it and pull off the corners, no, don't do that. If you twist the top, or any layer for that matter, 45 degrees, and you pry out this middle piece, then all the other pieces will pop out as well. And then you can take out all the pieces and replace them in the correct place, and you will have solved the Rubik's Cube without learning any of the algorithms.